So let's move on and talk about a very interesting stock, Black Box. Yes, that's correct. The stock is locked on circuit. There's a lot of development over there. So we thought of getting the management right here in our studios to understand what exactly is going on. Sanjeev Verma, President and CEO, Black Box, is joining us. Sanjeev, Anisha and I keep on talking about the data center as a play, right? It's a new sector, sunrise sector. In India, a lot of growth is happening right from, Bharatis of the world, international players and Indian companies also. Your company business model is around data center, but not entirely India. It's a global data center integration play. Very briefly, if you could understand what part of data center story are you working on? Because it's globally also witnessing very high growth. And then we come to what lies ahead.
Thanks, Vijay. So I think Black Box is focused on providing connectivity and network solutions around the data center, right? As you said, it's a large space. So if you look at the data center, you'll have various OSI layers. So we are focused on layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 in trying to allow the connectivity, the transport layer around the network so that user experience is improved. And you can store a lot of data in the data center, which we would for connected cars and can secure. But if the user experience is how do you pull that data out? And what Black Box does for its global clients, hyperscalers, enterprise customers, is to build the network in the data center to be able to provide user experience, quicker access to that. And we partner with locally and globally with many, many large players who own or build data centers.
So before I looked at your company a little more clearly in detail, I was very curious that data center is a very hyper growth area in India as well. You're a listed company in India, but bulk of your revenues actually are derived from global clients. Why not here in India? I think less than 5% in India. So what's the reason behind it?
Yes, I think the large global players are, of course, are housed out of America, and therefore we partner with some of our hyperscale partners. And those are the players who are also now coming to India. So we are exploring to see how we can enter the Indian market and participate in their growth. More recently, I think we're talking about building 1,000 megawatts or more of data center in India. And of course, Black Box is interested to see how we can partner with our global players.
So you have it on your agenda to also up your game here in India, but of course your core right now is global.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. So 75% comes from North America right now, given what you talked about in terms of looking at other geographies. In the next 3 to 5 years, will it continue to be 70-75%? Or is it expected to come down substantially from North America?
No, I think it will slightly come down, maybe 70-odd%. To be expecting equal growth from each of the markets we operate. We're expecting to grow between 12 and 15% organically in each of the markets we operate. So I think the scope for India and APAC and some of the other markets for Black Box is we are smaller in these markets. We expect to grow a little bigger.
Sure.
But I think so 75 might become 70, but it will remain in those kind of a range.
Fair. But overall in North America, how's the sentiment? Because that was the one which was, the fastest in terms of tightening their purse strings last year. This year, now that the Fed commentary has changed, etc., do you expect it to loosen also quite fastly? Because I think your order inflow has been robust, $80 million thereabouts in the quarter gone by. What's been the run rate and deal-making conversations like right now?
So I think our order book remains strong. A large portion of our business remains non-discretionary. So we are into the IT infrastructure, right? And I mean, if you look at situations where lights on situation, we are into providing the network, providing connectivity, providing cybersecurity. So I think a large portion of our business remains non-discretionary. We support from across all verticals. So we continue to see robust order book. We will continue to see order book go up, especially with our data center and hyperscaler business. So we're not seeing any softness this time, specifically in the infrastructure spend where people are still continue to spend heavy amount to be able to provide the user experience.
I was just looking at your data, your numbers so far. You are just a shade under $1 billion, 2/3 of $1 billion right now. And our research tells us that you're aiming or, the ambition is to scale it over 3-year kind of a plus horizon to $2 billion.
Yes.
Will it be backed by what kind of profitability profile? Because if 1.5 times more revenue gets added, would it also come on much more improved profitability?
Yes, of course. So we have aspirationally and with an ambition to go to $2 billion over the next 3 years' time. A large portion of that would come through organic growth, right? We also be looking at inorganic, if it makes sense for us and we are accretive. With growth will come, we expect better margin, both from a gross margin and operating margin perspective, and we expect to hit our goal of a 10% operating margin as we start to scale up from here.
So do you have identified some candidates?
We're always in the talk. We haven't identified something specifically. As I said, we are economically creative. We won't be emotional about economics.
Sure.
So if it makes economic sense, Blackbox is a good example. We acquired in 2019, not profitable over the last couple of years, irrespective of COVID. We have turned that around. And if something comes our way, we'll not shy away from doing that.
And how would you fund that? The balance sheet, current balance sheet, or you're open to raising resources?
No, we'll fund it through our current balance sheet. We're also open to, as we have already mentioned in the space, of willingness to raise some capital. So with a mix of our own internal accruals and fresh capital that we intend to bring in, I think we should be able to do well.
So when you say open to fresh capital, how much are you willing to pare down your stake by? What is the amount that you are looking at raising, if at all?
No, I think we have taken an approval to raise up to 1,500 crores. We may not do that in the first tranche. So I think first tranche could be...
Yeah, because right now the market cap is around 4,000 crore. 1,500 crore would mean a sizable dilution.
Yeah, so as I said, that's
So
our...
that would be a strategic partner then that comes on board?
It could be a strategic partner. It could be a fund house. So I think, as I said, we are starting to
Sure.
look at the option for creating hyper growth to go to $2 billion. We are open this time. And so the need be... we can raise more capital, but I think we'll do that in phases.
Talking about hypergrowth, I just wanted to complete that point. Your profitability in FY23 was 24 crores. You're targeting 175 crores this year. From 24 crore to 175 crore, what explains that huge turnaround of 150 crores? And going forward, let's say FY25, what could be the profitability number?
So we have put in the public space our EBITDA goals of 400 and 450,
Correct.
our PAT goals of 140 to 170, and we are pretty much on track to achieve that. And it's coming at the back of hyper scale that has brought us efficiency. We put up a center of excellence in Bangalore. Now that has helped us to improve the margin, better productivity. So a mix of our use of right resources in the right markets, better terms with our vendors, better terms with our customers, a mix and match, I think, has helped us to move that, and we expect that to become better in FY25 going forward as well.
Excellent, Sanjeev. Thank you so much for dropping by, and good luck with your plans.
Thank you so much.
Pretty unique company, and I think Street would like to see a little more execution and how the profitability improves, because you may also get scarcity premium. Who knows going forward? But till now, the story is pretty interesting.
Thanks.
And good luck on the roadmap from here.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
The stock is locked on circuit. Very high growth in profitability is what you're looking at. We'll be tracking how you achieve that.